And we are in topic 6.6, example 5, and we are going to solve logarithmic equations. So, considering our property of equality for logarithms, if I have same logarithm, we have the same base, it's e, it's the implied, well, that would mean that our argument would have to be the same as well. So, therefore, if I'm going to solve for x, I can just set the arguments equal to each other. X squared minus 16 equals 6x. Now let's subtract the 6x from both sides, and we get x squared minus 6x minus 16 equals 0. And now I want to solve for x, so I'm going to need to factor. I'm going to drop in my parentheses. I've got a leading coefficient of 1. This should be easy to factor. I'm going to drop my x's in. My c value is negative, so my signs are going to be opposite. One will be positive, one will be negative. And now I need two numbers. When I multiply them, I get negative 16, and I add them, I get negative 6. Well, I'm thinking an 8 and 2. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 would have to be negative, and the 2 would be positive. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. 2 minus 8 gets me the negative 6. Now let's apply our zero product property. X plus 2 equals 0, and x minus 8 equals 0. So here x equals negative 2, and here x equals 8. But now I need to make sure that these are in fact solutions, so I'm going to check them. And what I'm going to do to check them is I'm going to go ahead and input each of these x values into my original and make sure I get a valid answer out, or valid statement out. So here we go. Let's check x equals negative 2. So that means I would have the natural log of negative 2 squared minus 16 equals the natural log of 6 times negative 2. And now let's simplify. Natural log, okay. Negative 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 16 is negative 12. And now over here, natural log of 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. Now, you might look at this and say, oh, well, that's a true statement. But let's think about it. We have a domain restriction with natural logs. These cannot be negative. Logarithms are not defined for negative numbers. So therefore, we're going to say x equals negative 2 is an extraneous solution. And now let's check x equals 8. So let's go natural log of 8 squared minus 16 equals the natural log of 6 times 8 and 8 squared is 64 minus 16, that's going to be 48, equals natural log of 48. Okay, and this is positive, we're all good. So this, we can say, is a valid statement. So therefore, x equals 8 is our solution.